Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video. I have to tell you guys, I just recorded a hour-long reaction to the Breakfast Club interview with the Uber driver, the rapper who is suing Lyft for not letting her in the car because of her size, and then it got taken down. I've never gotten a strike before, so I'm like kind of freaking out. But I'm gonna re-record it without any of the audio, and I feel I'm so annoyed because it was so good. It was an hour long of just good content, talking about obesity and all of that. But what I want to do right now is just share with you guys the news story and then provide my commentary because a lot of people are saying that like being obese is like being black, and they're comparing it to, discrimination in the LGBTQ community and discrimination against black people. And in my opinion, they are not the same. So let's go ahead and listen to this video.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. Our no-fee guarantee is simple. There's never a...
And then I will probably share the audio of some of the Breakfast Club video, but not the video, and see if they'll let me upload it.
Going viral for something other than her music.
Fans know her as Dank DeMoss, and they're fuming after a Lyft driver allegedly denied her a ride because of her size. And Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack is live in Detroit with the story. And my goodness, tell us how this all unfolded here, Jessica.
Well, it all unfolded on video. Deja Banlane whipped out her phone.
Every time I see this video, you guys, I am always, this lady is trying so hard not to laugh. Like, she can't believe that she's reporting on this right now, like factually.
When this all happened, now the Lyft driver, he was kind enough and apologetic, but refused her a ride and said that she would not fit and that her weight couldn't be handled by his tires. Now she's filing a lawsuit.
Have you been in cars that size before?
Yes, I have. I've been in cars smarter than that,
Deja Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
Mind you, she's like, I don't know when this happened, but she's like 500 pounds. So she's a half a ton.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe it.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like a...
But that's a legitimate concern. Like, if you guys have ever been in a low profile vehicle, when you have too many people in a car, it actually goes very low to the ground, and then the bottom of your vehicle can get scraped if you go over a speed bump, or there's sort of some sort of like indent or crack in the road. So it's not unheard of that you would want to be careful about your vehicle. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't think that Lyft actually covers damages to your vehicle if someone is too big. So being concerned about his tires is a legitimate concern given her size.
My tires,
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car.
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there.
And she said she always orders regular Ubers, not the big SUVs. So I understand that. But she herself drives an SUV. So I think, so how like if someone's too drunk, you don't have to let them in your vehicle because they might potentially vomit in your car. This might be something worth looking into for Uber and Lyft, because there is a risk of damaging a vehicle if you are, and I don't know how big the driver is. So if the driver's 250 pounds, 300 pounds, then you have 1,000 pounds in your car. And from what I understand, that car is a Mercedes. So Mercedes are very low profile vehicles. And that car looked very low to the ground. And maybe he has thin tires. Like he may have legitimate concern for his vehicle. Unfortunately, it just got caught on camera.
The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic.
And this is where I don't agree. I don't think that weight should be a protected class because it's something that you can fix. It's something that you can change. And it is a consequence of poor behavior unless you're going through some sort of medication or some sort of treatment that causes you to gain weight. But in general, the average person who is 500 pounds, it's because they have not dealt with like the emotional and psychological issues that have caused them to eat themselves into oblivion.
In Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want.
And you guys know I hate when people do this. I hate when people do this because it diminishes the intensity and the viciousness at which racial tensions actually exist in the United States. From birth, this is seen. From birth. From birth, I don't know if you're homosexual. And from birth, I don't know if you're obese. But from birth, someone can look at me and go, that's an N-word. And that historically in our country has been the reason to not just not let people in your cars, but to not give people homes, to enslave someone. It's a very different thing. And when we conflate those two, again, as I talked about in my DEI video, it's used to get Black people emotional and to get Black people tied to these issues that have nothing to do with them. Even with the LGBTQIA community, you guys, I know people are not going to like it when I say this, but even with that community, you do not come out of the womb and no one can tell what color you are. I mean, what sexuality you are. People can't tell. It's not something that you can discriminate from the womb. And even so, even with religion, and I believe in religious freedom, even with religion, I can't look at someone and know that they're a Christian. I can't look at someone and know that they're a Muslim or know that they're a Satanist or know that they're an atheist. I can't look at them, but you can look at me and automatically make an assessment purely based on the way that I look. And that's something that I cannot change. But your weight is something that you have full control over. You do. I know it's hard for people to believe that because we live in a society that has made excuses for people, but you do have control over your weight if you find the right resources. And resources are not always paid. They can be free.
I have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can. I really want people to see like what we go through as bigger people, you know.
We did reach out to Lyft. They did not get back with us in time for this story. Now, Lyft, Uber, those rideshare companies, they can refuse passengers based on a perceived security threat. But according to Deja's attorneys, you cannot discriminate based on someone's weight. It's very clear in that cell phone video. That is why he denied her ride. Reporting live on Detroit's West Side, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
And because these Lyft drivers, their own personal rides, I mean, they turn people away, but they have some discretion, you're saying, but when it comes to some of these protected liberties, no.
That is what the attorneys are saying, and they said they had enough to file suit. They have filed that lawsuit, and Lyft has been served, but we will see what happens. We'll stay in touch with Deja.
Yeah, it's interesting because you said so many people came forward after this, so clearly it's an issue out there right now. Thanks, Jessica.
Yeah, I mean, these are people's personal vehicles. So again, if Lyft is going to pay for potential damage done to these personal vehicles, then oops. If you're going to pay for potential personal vehicles, then fine, go for it. But I think that we shouldn't make it a habit to accommodate consequences of poor decision making. And I know that sounds really selfish and maybe lacks compassion, but I really think we need to be careful about what we accommodate. So this is her doctor comes on, she's on medical weight loss so that she can get surgery for gastric the gastric sleeve. So her doctor comes on and talks about her, what they're doing to help her lose weight.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Stormy Anderson.
Stormy Anderson.
Stormy gonna get it right.
Dr. Stormy.
Thank you.
One time, when you have these conversations with plus size people, it always comes up that, everybody that's big isn't unhealthy, and some people just can't lose the weight. They're dealing with issues like she has a thyroid. What do you talk to us about that?
So I been Dank provider for a little over 3 months, right? And she's lost 80 pounds. Your 80 pounds gonna look different from her 80 pounds, right? Because she started at 580. So even with her being at 500, people be like, she's still not losing, but that's not the case. Well, her thyroid makes it very difficult for her to lose weight because her hormones is unbalanced. So when your hormones is unbalanced and they're all over the place, it controls a lot of things and it makes it very difficult for you to lose weight, but keep it off as well. So I think for her, she's consistent because she done lost 80 pounds.
Right.
Yeah. But it's hard.
And she's too big for surgery.
I was asking, do you suggest surgery?
So we're going to try surgery after she has to reach at least 300. So that's our goal. 300, get her down to 300, and then she'll do her surgery.
That's what I always told Mac. I always told Mac I would give him the surgery, but he had to get to a certain weight.
Yes.
So once he gets down, if you want to get the surgery,
What surgery would you suggest? Is
so
it waist?
either the sleeve,
the
gastric sleeve, or the gastric bypass.
Now, can the sleeve bust? Sometimes you hear about the sleeve
Yeah,
bursting.
and there's complications with those too. So that's why we're just trying to find a more safe alternative routes. But we got to get her down a little bit because you don't want all that fat around her heart, right? And when she go into surgery.
Now, what is she doing to lose the weight? Like, what's the procedures? Break it down for us.
So she's on medical weight loss. She's on semaglutide. Which is sort of like Ozempic, but with milder side effects. So she comes to our spot every week to get her injections. And then she's on our weight loss supplement, which we formulated with the pharmacist to help her with her multivitamin and just keeping her everyday nutrition going.
Why don't you get a man like to stress you out? You in Detroit, it's a lot of niggas out there. I can stress you out.
You want a man that you don't
because it's just sitting there. Them toxins just sitting there. Another half of
and
a
she
person.
may not even want to do surgery after a while.
Exactly.
What are some things what are some things that anybody her size can do to lose weight healthily?
So you want to watch your carb intake. All your carbs turn into sugar, right? Of course, your sugar intake. You want to increase your water. A lot of people don't drink water, and a lot of people got detox issues. Their gut ain't healthy. So you got to get your gut healthy before you even try to lose weight because it's just sitting there. Them toxins just sitting there. So I think those are the major three. And it's a mindset thing. If you're not mentally prepared to lose weight or mentally prepared to go all in with your health and your wellness, you're not going to do it.
That's why when you said, yeah, I'm her mental, and I was like, wait, what's going on? I thought something was happening to her. I'm like, why the nurse is here? But what on the mental side of things, not just the what she's eating and physically what she's doing, what do you guys talk through? She, like I said,
you got to get her mindset together. Even like with this a big transition with the Lyft and everything. This can set her back. She can go into a whole depression where now she want to eat. She don't want to come to the spot and get her injections. So for me as her provider, I need to make sure her mindset is right.
So one of the ways, and this is the part that I want to get to, and then I'll cut this video short. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is the fact that a lot of people do not have detox pathways, and detox pathways they have them, but they're not functioning well. And that's how you lose weight. Is part of that is detoxing so that you can actually detox fat. Drinking water will do that. Drinking water, more water will actually flush your body of toxins. Eating fruits and vegetables will do that because the fiber, your toxins come out through your feces. Moving will do that. Sweating. A lot of people refuse to sweat. They refuse to do an hour of cardio, an hour of walking, an hour of weight training. They refuse to drink water. They refuse to eat fruits and vegetables. And yes, limiting your carb intake. Now, that doesn't mean never having carbs, but choosing carbohydrates that are actually going to support your weight loss instead of encouraging your weight gain. So having a normal serving of carbohydrates with your meals is fine. You don't have to eliminate carbohydrates altogether, but you have to limit them. You do, especially if you're already bigger. Your body has a hard time processing carbs anyway. You might exhibit some insulin resistance. So I'm glad she brought up the fact that they break down into sugar. So that means that you have to be limited in your carbohydrate intakes. For some of you guys, that's 125 grams. For some of you guys, it's 100 grams of fat of carbohydrates, which means like a cup of rice at dinner, and maybe, potatoes at lunch and no carbs for breakfast. That could be for some of you, or it could be smaller portions for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So your detox pathways are very, very blocked when you are bigger. And so one of the things that you have to do is you actually have to start moving, sweating, getting your bowel movements, drinking water to start that process. And once your detox pathways are clearer, it's actually much easier for you to lose weight, provided you don't have any other issues. Now, we're talking about all of these things that you can do to lose weight. There's nothing I can do to not be Black. Okay. Even if I bleach my skin, my hair is going to still be kinkly and coily. I'm still going to have very African features. My DNA will tell me that I'm Black. There's nothing I can do, but there's so many things I can do in order to be healthy. And a lot of women, especially obese women, feel like they're stuck. They feel like that's the only thing they can be. So they try and, they're like, I should be accommodated to, because they actually feel hopeless. They actually feel like nothing will ever change. One of the things that she talks about in the interview with the Breakfast Club is that she from a child, she was bigger. And in the video that was thrown away, I said, it's because her family she never moved and exercised. I mean, in a genuine way. Like, kids are supposed to be running around all day and playing, and they never gave her the kinds of foods that she needed to live a healthy lifestyle. And so she just kind of grew up in a bigger body. And so you feel like you're stuck a lot of times, but you're not stuck being obese. Is it going to take some time? Yes. But if you just start with the basics, walking an hour every day, sweating, like actually sweating, drinking a ton of water, drinking a ton of fruits and vegetables to move, or not tons of fruits, but lots of vegetables to detox, make sure that you're going to the bathroom, getting your sleep, limiting your sugar intake, you can actually start, it becomes a snowball. So for a lot of obese people, it takes a long time to get those first like 5 or 6 pounds off. And then it kind of snowballs and you just start really losing weight. So as long as you're consistent, you are not stuck being obese. You're not stuck being obese. So it's not like being Black. Now, I wouldn't say I'm stuck being Black. I would say I'm very grateful because we have a lot of, benefits. Okay. Just simply the fact that I don't have to worry about, my skin wrinkling, as much, the simple fact that, my hair gets to do what I can move my hair in a bunch of different directions. Black people are very talented. Black people are some of the most resilient people on earth. There's nothing wrong with being Black. I would never describe being Black as being stuck, but you're not stuck being obese. So anyway, you guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.